Start.
Hello everyone, welcome. I would like to tell you one thing, that one day my niece came to me and she said, please come with me for shopping. I had a very lucrative offer, but still I went with her. When I came back, I saw a twinkle in her eyes. She was so happy and that gave me happiness. And that time I thought I had struck the right bargain. Yes. So today we are going to study a very beautiful poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, The Last Bargain, as you can see in the picture. First we study about the poet. As you know, Rabindranath Tagore, he was a great laureate of English literature and he was the first non-European to be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1930 with his book Gitanjali. And let's see about his life. He is the best known as a poet, but he was a man of many talents. On the one hand, he was the first Indian to win a Nobel for Literature, and on the other, a novelist who wrote and composed an entire genre of songs. Tagore was a painter who played an important role in modernizing Bengali art. So, after knowing about the poet, let's proceed towards the poem. These are the learning outcomes and the word meanings. Glisten, we will be coming through these words when we will be reading the poem. Glisten, pondered, hedge, crooked, knot. Okay. Now, first of all, let's understand what is a bargain. Bargain is an agreement. You can see it is an agreement in which both the parties, they promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work. In this poem, someone is looking for work. There are three parties. They come to him, and what happens? Let's read the poem and find out. Okay, these are also the word meanings and the message of the poem. The Last Bargain by Tagore is a 16-line poem composed in blank verse. What do you mean by blank verse? Blank verse means where there is no rhyming scheme and the rhythmic pattern is also not same in all the rhymes. So when we will read, I will explain you. It conveys a strong message well needed for this materialistic world, that no power, money or lust can make us happy. This is very important for nowadays, that all materialistic things, all lust, all money, all power, they are embraced. The most important thing is satisfaction and happiness in life. Okay, let's start with the poem, the first verse. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone-paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. So you see, someone came to the man. Who came to the man? A king. Okay, when he was crying on the road, stone paved road, you can see the road made of stones. A stone paved road, when he was going and he was begging somebody for work, he wanted to hire himself. The king came. Who came and gave him the offer? A king. And how? King was having a sword, he was on the chariot. You can see the pictures. So he came on the chariot with a sword in his hand, and then he said to him, okay, come, I will hire you with my power. So he wanted to show his power to that man, but his power counted for naught, for nothing, not means nothing, and he went away in his chariot. Now you see, in the opening movement, this is the opening movement of the poem, whose setting is in the morning. Setting of the poem is in the morning. The speaker appears to be searching for employment as he cries, come and hire me. The king appears and offers to employ the seeker with his power. The speaker, however, finds that the king's power amounted to nothing by the will. The king then retreats in his chariot. Assuredly, the speaker continues his search, but at this point, the reader begins to suspect that the speaker is not searching for earthly employment on the material, physical level or field. That means the speaker, you understand, now we can understand the person who wants employment does not want any monetary gain. His search is for something else. So what is that? Let's see. In the heat of the midday, okay, the situation is midday. The houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coin one by one, but I turned away. So you see, what is the situation? Midday. The houses, all the houses are shut because it's very hot. And I wandered along the crooked lane. You can see this crooked lane. It is not straight, crooked lane. He pondered, he thought and said, I will hire you with my money, because this man had money. So he said, I hire you with my money. But he turned away. He did not accept the opportunity, the job which he was offering. This again shows that the person who wants a job is not in search of materialistic thing. He is searching for something at higher level. Okay, the explanation. The speaker continues his search, and now it is midday. From the morning he has started and it is midday now. He notes that the doors to the houses are all shut. Suddenly an old man appears with a bag of gold and reports to the seeker that he will hire him with his money. The old man weighed his coins one by one, demonstrating his attachment to these pieces of material. So he shows him one by one the coins. This is his attachment, how much he is attached to our wealth. But the seeker is likely disgusted by the spectacle and turns away. But the speaker doesn't like the scene of his showing off his wealth. So he turns away, he goes away from there. The speaker was not impressed with the king's power, and he was not impressed with an old man's gold. The reader can now be sure that it is not worldly goods that the speaker is seeking. He can be speaking only the love of the spirit, which is not to be found in the worldly power and wealth. So you see, he is seeking for the love of the spirit. He wants something true, something original, but he is not able to get that. So he is just turning off. He has turned off wealth, he has turned off power. So now let's see what is actually he is searching for. It was evening. So now for morning, afternoon, now evening. You can see the situations, how it has been explained. The garden hedge was all aflower. You can see the garden hedge here. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Okay, she said, I hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. Now what happens? However, the seeker continues go into the evening. He continues, goes on and on for his job. When he spies a garden hedge all aflower, when he sees that there is a garden hedge and with flowers on it, then he meets a fair maid. There a beautiful maid is standing, and she asserts, she pressurized, I will hire you with a smile. She said, okay, come and work for me, I will give you my smile. But, however, the speaker eventually experiences the change that comes over the aged human as the smile paled and melted into tears, and the maiden went back alone into the dark. Though the maid, she was smiling, but was her smile original? No. She was just pretending. She was acting as if she was very happy. But inside in her heart, she was sad. That's why tears rolled down. You can see the tears, they are coming down. Okay. So that's why he did not go for this bargain, because he was not in search of money. He was not in search of power. He was not in search of this artificiality. He was in search of something original. What was that? Okay, the last stanza of the poem. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward that bargain, struck in child's play, made him a free man. So you can see the sun is glistening. Here you can see in the picture. Glisten means shining. And the sea waves blow waywardly, and the sea waves, they are coming up and down. Waywardly means spreading in all directions. A child is playing with the shells. Okay, and he says, I'll hire you with nothing. Finally, the speaker walking along the seashore, observing the crashing waves. You can see the crashing waves, and encountering a child at play on the shore, is offered his last bargain. I hire you with nothing. So last bargain he gets, and then he says, the child says, okay, you come and work for me, but I will give you nothing in return. Nothing, absolutely. This last bargain turns out to be the best bargain, and this is the best bargain. Why? The one that frees the seeker from seeking satisfaction from earthly things. It is silent spirit, the nothingness contravening materiality, the space transcending time and matter that becomes the true employer. Toiling for such an employer conveys upon the worker freedom, soul, awareness and bliss, one of which can be approached by power, money and worldly affection. So all these things, what? Your satisfaction, your freedom, your happiness cannot be achieved, cannot be bought by money, power. Okay, you need something original. And as you know, the child is a symbol of cheerfulness, hopefulness. So here the child gives him the cheerfulness, the hopefulness in his life which he was demanding, which all these things, the worldly things could not give him. So now you can see in this picture, mindful or mindful. So what do you want? A mindful of all these tensions. You have got so many materialistic things nowadays in this world. You have got mobile, you have got laptop, car, bungalows, everything you have. But still people are not happy. Still people are craving for something. What is that? Peace of mind. That is freedom. That is freedom. When we go in an environment, when we go to a garden, our mind is peaceful. That time we are very happy, satisfied. So that is the most important, and we should always go for such things, and we should always strike such bargains. We should not be materialistic. So this is the message of the poem. You can see we are like this, full of tensions, and we should be like this, peaceful, contented, happy. So please go for all these things. This is the message of the poem. Okay, now very important part of the poem is the figures of speech. Yes, you should know the figures of speech. There are mainly two figures of speech, symbolism and alliteration. So what is symbolism? Symbolism means that something, the words, they are symbolizing something. They are not, the meaning is not what it is written. Okay, like the stone paved road. The stone paved road does not mean a road made of stone. Okay, literal meaning is that. But what is the hidden meaning behind it? That is, the life is not smooth, life is not even. There are many ups and downs in our life, and we have to go through that. In the same way, the other one, a difficult path, the crooked way. The life is not straight, it is crooked. You have to go through many ups and downs, through many curves and corners. You have to move. Then only you can achieve success. If you read the biography of all the famous people, you will find that they have struggled a lot in their life. Abdul Kalam, for example, you can read him. How much struggle he have done in his life. Then, again, king in his chariot, the sword. What does this show? It shows that power of the king's chariot and the sword. All these are symbols of power. Okay. Then an old man with a bag of gold. That means it symbolizes the wealth, the materialistic part of our life. Some people are very proud that they have lots of wealth, but wealth is of no use. Nowadays, in this period of Corona, we can see that wealth, people have lots of money, but they could not save their lives of their beloved ones. They had lots of power, but they could not do anything. So be down to earth. That is the main thing. Then lady with a smile symbolizes beauty. Okay, so this is the symbol of beauty. Okay, all these things you can see. Morning. Morning is symbol of hope and courage, while evening and dark symbolizes hope. And dark, somewhere, if you read the dark, it seems the loneliness, that part. Okay, now alliteration. What is alliteration? Is repetition of consonant sounds in a line. Like I was walking, the W, W. This is repeated. The king came, the pronunciation part. King, came, K. The sun glistened on the sand, S. So this is known as alliteration. Made me a free man, M. So this is a very beautiful device, and these ornamental devices are used to decorate the poem to make it better. Okay, now the textual part. You have to do the question answer. We have done the word meaning, we have done the explanation, and I hope the poem is clear to you. So these are the question answer. Who is the speaker in the poem? The speaker is the man who is looking for work. Okay. The king sword in the hand suggests. Just now I told you. Yes. You know the answer is king suggests. What does he suggest? The king sword in hand suggests power. Okay. The old man offered the speaker a lot of money. Why did he turn down the offer? When the speaker got this much amount of money he was giving, why didn't he accept that bargain? Why? The old man offered the speaker a lot of money. However, he turned it down because he realized that money cannot give him what he actually desires, what he wants. He had not till then realized that what he actually desired was happiness. When the old man was counting the gold coins, the speaker realized that once the money was finished or the work the old man wanted to hire him was done, he would be out of work. More than that, he would be bound in this bargain. It did not satisfy him, and therefore he turned it down. So there are so many reasons. You can also think that once the task is over, when the work is over, he will again push him out. So what to do? You should go for the bargain which are permanent, which give us satisfaction, which give us happiness. Okay. Find in the poem lines that match the following. Read. I have nothing to give you except goodwill and cheer. So which was the line? I will hire you with nothing. So actually he is saying I will give you nothing but goodwill and cheer. And that is the most important thing. Goodwill and cheer. Happiness. That is the most important. Her happiness was no more than sorrow in disguise. This is for the maid. Her smile paled and melted into tears. She was just pretending to be happy. She was not happy. Okay. In disguise, what do you mean by disguise? Means in another way. The king might was not worth much, but his power counted for naught. So his power was not worth, it was not worth that he could accept that bargain. Okay, now this is the long answer. How did the speaker feel after talking to the child on the beach? So how did the main part, this is the main part. The speaker felt free after talking, he felt free. After talking to the child on the beach, the child was playing with shells and he hired the speaker for nothing. This showed that he did not want any work from the speaker. Actually, he didn't want any work from the speaker. In turn, he offered to give him nothing but happiness in cheer. So what was the bargain? He was giving him nothing and he was giving him just, he will work for him and he will give him happiness. That was the bargain. This bargain brought him what he could not find with the king, old man or the fair maid. This was because power, money and beauty all go away. This is the message of the poem, that power, money, beauty all will go away. But happiness is something that stays and does not cost anything either. Happiness is a true asset of any. Asset means our wealth. Happiness is our true wealth of any human being. Power, money and beauty cannot buy everlasting happiness. You cannot buy happiness with all these materialistic things. It has to come from inside and it will come only when you do good work. So that is why the speaker was not bound with the child by any terms or conditions. Hence he felt free after striking the bargain with the child. So he said, okay, I am happy with it, and he just struck that bargain. Okay, this is the summary. If you want, you can read the summary also. And this is the hit point of the poem again. Now homework. Homework is very important because you have to recite the poem. I have recited the poem for you. You can pause the video and look again and again and recite the poem as many times till you read it perfectly. Then learn all the word meanings which are given and write all textual questions as answers in your copy. You have to do all this work. And other resources, if you want, if you like the poem, then please go read other poems of Rabindranath Tagore. They are very beautiful indeed. Waiting, Friend, Gitanjali, On the Nature of Love, Paper Boats, and Where the Mind is Without Fear. Okay, now the activity based on homework. Now you have to do some activities. Yes, children, of course, activity is very important. So you can write a poem based on your experience in lockdown. So you are in lockdown, you are seeing that wealth, power and beauty, it has nothing to do with life. It is happiness is very important. So during this lockdown, you must have really experienced this. So you write a poem. Why don't you try and write a poem on that? Then you can convert this poem into dialogue and giving it a shape of a skit. So when we come to school, we can have a skit on it. One will be a king, one will become an old man, and one will become something else. And in this way, we will have a skit in the class, and it will be very interesting, and you can always remember this poem by heart. So learn this poem. If you can, please go and learn this poem. This is a beautiful poem, and I hope that this video will help you in understanding the poem, solving all your problems. Still, if you have doubt, you can please call me or WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.